Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Thursday. We will see who pops on, okay? And let me get over to comments, and you guys can let me know. First one that's here, make sure sound check, everything's good. I think it's good on my end. I've said that before, though, but I haven't been messing with any of the settings or anything, so I think we're good. So, yeah, today, Thursday, let me look at the calendar, March 9th. So we're gonna do I'm gonna do some St. Patrick's Day stuff. I know it's last minute, but I just haven't had time to fit it in, you know. But some projects that are not that could go not necessarily St. Patrick's Day. Hey Sue, awesome, good, you can hear me, sweet. Okay, so just a couple of announcements before we get into it. February workshop people. My order, I closed that workshop on the 28th, and I guess they were so busy with last minute celebration orders, it didn't ship out until Monday. So it's due. Hey, Peggy. It is expected delivery is Saturday, so I should be able to get the February kits out on Monday. Okay. Lighthouse cards. If you are expecting a PDF from me, I sent that out this morning. And I asked, everybody, please let me know you got it. And I think sometimes it goes in the spam folder. So if you're expecting it and you didn't get it, check your spam folder. I had quite a few calamities with getting that video done for the bonus projects and uploading. Hey, Rose. So glad that that's out. All right. Kits went out Monday, I think. I can't remember. Today's Thursday. A couple of inventory things, it's always, there's always something out. It seems like there's a lot of dies out now. Too many to list. So if you're looking for anything in particular, just email me, let me know. So if a couple of things that have been like on the order list, hey Deb, for a couple weeks now that were due like later in March, they're still due later in March. But just ask me. I did notice today that 2 of the Designer Series paper packs from the annual catalog are on low inventory. That was the Hues of Happiness, like the ones with all the florals. Well, there's a lot with florals, but the ones that are bright that I used last week, that and the Sun Prints. So those, I would not expect them to get another batch of those in because we only have 2 months left in the catalog. I don't know. I would just say if you want those, get them now because there's no telling. All right, let's get down to it. We are going to be working with, Paper Pumpkin. So this is the 10-year anniversary this year for Paper Pumpkin. So we're going to have this extra, there's like an extra bonus stamp set in here. I put in my Paper Pumpkin total for 4 extra kits this month. So they cost me $24.71 when it's all said and done. So $25 plus whatever it takes to get it shipped to you. Let me know if you want it. I will have 4 of them coming, and it's, first come, first serve. So I like the colors. Mango Melody, I think, Polished Pink, not Mango, Polished Pink, Garden Green, I think, Orchid Oasis. Oh, and that's the back side for this month. So anyway, bonus set, and it's a big one. It's like a 4x6 bonus set. It looks pretty good. So just let me know if you want that. Okay, so I was not lucky enough to get this in time to get the punch, but it's not a big deal. All right. Hey, Penny. Hey, Di. Hey, Gail. I figured I would not have any trouble hand cutting these, and I didn't. So, Di, you're going to get one. You want 2 of these things? We'll have to talk about it. Okay. So, yeah. This, not a big deal to hand cut, and there's no punches for any of this anyway. So this is my main deal that I'm focusing on tonight. But we're going to make a couple other things, and I'm adding some other stamps. So let's start with a card. And I know I advertised the folio. I think I said a tag and a card. So we're going to do it backwards. We'll do the folio last because that one is like, I really like it in case people are late. So yeah, Rose, you've been fussy cutting the little shamrocks. Yep, I just spent about a half hour fussy cutting a whole bunch of them. This was shaded spruce on parakeet. And then I did almost go blind trying to cut parakeet on parakeet. So, but I did that. Wait a minute. That's not very many. I wonder where all my stash is. I thought I cut more out than that. All right. Oh, here. Shoo. Found them. Okay. You had me panic there for a minute. All right. So first one, I wanted to use Flowers of Friendship because if you don't necessarily have a shamrock stamp, you can make some, okay? And this is 4-leafed. Like, that's close enough to me to a clover, all right? So I know I showed you a card last week that I got where with some hearts, some punched out hearts, make your own 4-leaf clover. So anything close. So we're going to use Flowers of Friendship. And we're going to use Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. Now, these are outgoing. Why do I have 2 of these? I think because I cut 2 and thought I'd use it for something else. Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen. These are part of the in colors that are going away May 1st, May 2nd-ish, whatever. So if you want them, get them. Get refills. We don't know still like what the colors are going to be for the color refresh. So, yeah, we have to wait till the end of the month for that. But, all right, card. Soft Succulent, 5.5 by 8.5. And I scored it at 4 1/4. Then I've got a white layer for the inside. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Of course, you could stamp this before you put it in. Okay. Then I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 layer of Soft Succulent that I ran through with the greenery die. It just like puts a little pattern on it. And I'm just going to glue this down flat using all the glue to make Rose happy. All right, then I've got this is from the Layering Circles dies. It's got circles and scallops. This is the largest scallop, and that's an Evening Evergreen. And then a white layer that fit right in it. So that's going to go there. We're going to stamp. I did want to do Sending Luck and Love. We don't have to use that because I'm more likely to send this if I go with Life is Better with Friends Like You. All right, and I'm going to stamp this just right in the middle of my white using the Evening Evergreen. Oh, and I finally re-inked my early espresso pad a couple weeks ago. I may have mentioned that last week. It is so juicy. All right. I think I may have given this one a shot too. All right, and I realized I need a scratch piece of paper. All right, and I'm just going to put this off to the side. Okay, so this is going to go on here. And I was deciding, am I popping this up? I'm popping the whole layer up. So I'm just going to glue this flat down on my scallopy circle. Okay. And then that'll get popped up. And we're going to use this last little bit of this foam roll. And then we're going to stamp some flowers, i.e. our clovers, and put them around. So I know I have showed you guys this trick with how I mount the flowers from this set so that I can punch them out real quick. Oof. I'm almost stuck to my fingers. Let me just get this mounted first and hold it. I just got to hold it up so I can see. I want it to be straightish. Okay. So now I'm going to stamp and punch out some flowers to put around here. So I have Soft Succulent. I'm going to stamp with Evening Evergreen ink on Soft Succulent cardstock. So I have this template that I made when I first got this stamp set. Back of punch, stamps go rubber side down. So that means I took a piece of white paper and I punched it. This is the back of the punch. So that's what I mean. Back of punch, this size or this side. So let's do, we're going to take our stamps. When I say stamps go rubber side down, rubber down, and it should fit right in here. It kind of like locks into that space. All right, oops, wrong one. It helps if I put it in the right size, right? All right, so that is all I need to do. And I'm going to pick this up with my, I'm going to lay it gently down. I'm going to pick it up with a block. Just want to make sure I didn't move it. Nope, okay. Picking that up. Okay, so I use my template. And now I'm going to stamp. When I go to punch it, the bigger one goes up top, okay? So let's do, and I'm just going to do this whole row. And don't worry if you're thinking, oh, there's no room in there for the petals are going to punch out. Nope. Don't worry about that for right now. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to make like slots. All right, so I don't mind that I'm cutting that all the way up there, but now I can get my punch in here and punch one at a time. I'm just getting that in there. All right, and then the next one. So you don't waste a whole bunch of cardstock. Oh, and I think a flower just flew off. So I hadn't done this before with cutting these strips up. Seems like every time I do this, I find another little way to improve, because this is really quick. I think last time I did this, I was coloring them in, or I was trying to punch all four at the same time. So that I used my stamp apparatus. But I don't want really any of the leaves this time. So I can either chop this off, save it, or just ditch the whole thing. Doesn't really, it's not critical. It's only paper, right? So let's see what flowers I have. And then I want to just make like a little bouquet around. So if you didn't like these colors for like a St. Patrick's Day, you can always, you know, change to brighter or greener or whatever colors you want. Put my stuff away as I go. Okay. So I want to have, ooh, yeah, I like this. So I'm going to do, I'm just gluing these right to the edge of my circle. And I'm just going to end up with an odd number. All right. And layering. I can put some down here too, underneath. Just so we have like a lot of flowers. All right, put that there, 3. And I think I'm going to go with one more little one. I kind of want it there. It sounds like somebody's outside. This is strange. All right. I want that over just a little bit. Okay. I like it. All right, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I might make another card with that, with those 5. So we've got 5 and 5. Then I want to use these in color opal rounds. These, any kind of embellishment that are in the in colors, actually most of the embellishments period will get swapped out. So if there's anything like this that you want, especially in the in colors, get it. Once they have that, once they come out with the retired list and the accessories and all that, it's crazy stuff. Sometime, I think last year, some of the in color stuff did not go out quickly, and everyone was surprised. Normally, it's the first to go. All right, I'm going to use some of the evening evergreen. I think I'll use the big ones of that. Oh, and I wanted to stick right to my finger. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use all evening evergreen because that stands out a little bit more. I think the succulent, just a little bit too light. If you wanted to add some ribbon, could certainly do that. All right, let me get this. But this is a quick card, and you could make this with any other colors. You know, doesn't have to be green. I'm going to sneak this one right in here because I could see it poking out. Ooh, I like that. So that's our first one. Our card that, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be St. Patrick's Day, but I think it is because in my head, these are 4-leaf clovers. So soft succulent, evening evergreen. Pretty simple. All right. Number 2, I do kind of want to go. These don't take long anyway, but the most time is going to be on this folio. All right. And actually, let me clean these a little bit because I know I'm going to put my arm right in it. Yeah, Di, did you realize that we didn't get any group pictures with you, me, and Lori from this weekend for our crop? Because what I'm making the folio with is pictures from last year's crop, which you were not at. It was just Lori and I, which I thought that was weird. But it is what it is, right? Okay, so now I want to make a tag, and this is for our folio. So I'm using Parakeet Party and Shaded Spruce. Oh yeah, and this is where I cut a bunch of the Parakeet Party. So I stamped all the Shamrocks Parakeet Party ink on Parakeet Party paper. Drinking or re-inking? Funny, Penny. I should have been, right? So I've got Biggest Wish. And actually, I wanted to, let me check my notes. This one is going to be, yes, a Happy St. Patrick's Day tag, because I can put this in a book if I want, or I can, you know, send it to someone. All right, let's do that. And I want the happy from this Biggest Wish set. All right, so I have got, this is going to be a big tag, and I realize that this pattern is so bright, maybe it's not showing up here that well, but this is from the In Color, the current designer papers packs. Oh, Di, you tried to get us together, but Lori ran off. Yeah, she's like that. So this has a flower print on one side, and then this is like stripes on the other. I think I'm going to go with the stripes. 4x6 for the cardstock, and then this was down, I think 3/16 of an inch. Yep, 3/16. So this is 3 13/16 by 5 13/16. All right, and I'm going to do a little like tone-on-tone stamping on that. Then I've got 2 layers. I've got Shaded Spruce is 2 3/4 by, looks like 4 1/4. And then Parakeet Party 2 1/2 by 4. So a 1/4 inch border on that. Why would I do them different? That's dumb. I don't know. I think I wanted more of this evening evergreen to Shaded Spruce, I mean, to hang out. All right, I want to do some background stamping on our designer paper. Now, I want to keep in mind, this much of this designer paper is going to get covered up. So I really only need to stamp stuff around the edge. And then I'm going to be coming in and adding some. All right, so it's really just for background. And I'm going to go with just the little ones, the group of little ones. And I'm just going to go all the way around because, again, it's just pattern. Just want something there. The focal point will be this layer. All right. Now, I also want to stamp happy, 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 like all the way over there, all over it. Let's get this block. And again, tone on tone. Trying to keep this a little bit straight. So I'm trying to alternate these so the words fit. And then I'm going to go in and fill in the spots. So it's kind of like subway writing, and then get a little bit at the tippy top. Oh my God, why am I, oh, you know what? I'm going to cover that up anyway. I'm like, I just stamped all over my background piece. Why didn't someone tell me to pay attention? All right, this will be fine. I don't like it. All right, we're going to have to go with this because, you know, I might be able to cover this up. And over here. All right, we'll do it. I'll make it work. All right, I need to wipe that with a rag. So I'm going to glue this down flat. Oh, and I wasn't beveling any of these edges for this tag. I'm just going to keep everything, all the corners straight. Like, you know, I'm not going to trim the sides. All right. I can't believe I did that, but I usually have a bigger piece of scratch paper that I'm working with. All right. And now I'm going to make this flat. And before I put anything on, I tell you, this shaded spruce looks very blue in this light now. Let's see, did I really get the right piece? Yeah, okay. I thought maybe I grabbed Pretty Peacock by accident. Okay, so I want to add a jumbo eyelet because, you know, I still have a stash of these from when we used to have them. I need my crocodile. Oh, these are big, like 3/16 inch, so we need that whole size. And I'm going to eyeball the middle, boop, right there. Punch my hole. Make sure that's where I want it. Yep, good enough. Let's fish this through. And then we will set the eyelet. All right, and then let me squeeze this. No, I don't think that's right. I'm gonna have to stand up on it. So I think I should be doing this way. But my friend Jamie told me I was supposed to put it in that way up top. And I was like, I can't believe I've been doing this wrong all these years. Hey, Jamie, I was just talking about you. Weren't you the one that told me I put the eyelet setter like face down in the grommet or whatever? Maybe my thing is busted. I don't know. I'm going to try this one more time. I got to really lay on this thing. Hold on. Trying it this way again. Because I want that to be flatter on the back. It's going to have to be good enough. I'm not happy with it though. Because usually it'll make it nice and a rounded edge. Maybe it was your other friend, Jamie. You know you're the only one. All right. So we've got our tag base. I want, where'd my stamp go? Happy St. Patrick's Day. So I just need a scrap of white. And this is where we can add, let's do pumpkin pie because I really want some orange in there. Let's stamp that. Ooh, I like that. And hand cutting that. Let's bring our tag back. So I was going to Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm chopping these up. Like ransom note words. So I'm going to separate them and then glue them to like a teeny little scrap of pumpkin pie. So again, that will stand out. Happy St. Patrick's Day. All right. Or actually, I mean the shaded spruce, not pumpkin on pumpkin. I think it would look really good too if I had embossed white on pumpkin pie and then cut that out. And this is just a scrap I'm using, so I'm just gluing these on willy-nilly because I'm going to hand cut them. All right, let's press this down. Use a hammer on the back, Rose. Yep, you're right. And I do have one of those little hammers somewhere. I'll have to go back at it because that is just, I don't like it. All right. And of course, you know, I think my instructions for that crocodile are long gone. I've had that thing probably 20 years. That was a good QVC purchase, like early on. All right, so I'm just trimming these. They're not all going to have the same border width, but that's okay. So yeah, you can put this in a journal. You can write something on the back. You can do a lot of things. You could actually add a hinge and put it in a book. All right, I want to pop these up, and I'm going to go ahead and use some dimensionals. So I'm popping the words on first, and then I will add my shamrocks that I've cut out. Happy, happy, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, Di, Jamie asked me on Tuesday night if we got group pictures, and I was like, oh no, I totally forgot. But then she said, oh, you weren't on that message anyway, so I'm not at fault for forgetting. All right, I want happy St. Patrick's Day. All right, now let's bring in all that I cut out, but we're not using all of these. Now some I'm going to just glue down, but I do want the biggest ones to be popped up. Ooh, yeah, I like that. And that is going to cover up my boo-boos. So, all right, I'm happy with that. And let's check time, 8:30. Okay. You guys, this folio is really pretty easy. My goal was, excuse me, I did not want to have to trim my pictures down any. And I thought my pictures were 4x6 because that's what I normally get. But I found out when I was like holding them up to the layers that I cut that no, my pictures were actually 4 by 5 3/4. So I had to quick go and fix some things. but whatever. It's going to work, right? All right, so there. And then, this is really cute. I want some flat, like I said. And I want them turned all directions. This one can get a dimensional. And remember, odd numbers still. Oops. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just add another one up here. Maybe one of these. Yes, I like it. And this one will be glued down flat. Let's have that over there. Okay, I like it. All right, let me get these out of the way. Now, ribbon. I have parakeet. This is the metallic ribbon. And I want quite a bit. 1, 2, 3. I want to at least have 4 layers of this because this ribbon is so thin. It's 1/8 inch. So I want it to be at least like that. Okay, scissors. And I have a bunch of this, so yeah. All right, so I folded this in half and then in half again. I'm going to take this rounded end, loopy end, fish the loops through the front, and then open the loops, take everything in my right hand, flop it over, and go through these loops and pull it. All right, and then we just trim that so all these tails hang down. I like it. Glittery, glittery. We do need some rhinestones, okay? And I'm just going to go with regular rhinestones because I haven't used them in so long. I feel like they're being ignored. And let's use some big, medium, small, and small, and another big one. I like it. So 5 shamrocks, 5 rhinestones. Doesn't necessarily have to match like that, but so this is a decent sized tag that you can put in something and, you know, write something on the back, or you can put a picture on it. Let me just grab one of these. So I would have to trim this picture down some, but, you know, 4x6 tag, that's pretty decent. All right, so I hope you like that one. Now let's get to, yeah, Rose, the parakeet is bright. Very bright. Well, and especially on camera, I think it's a little bit brighter. Oh, you know what? I forgot I pulled these things out. These are the in color. Well, these are matte anyway. Why'd I get those? They're not sparkly. That's not me. Okay, so we're going to use Biggest Wish again and Lucky Clover again. I have to move some stuff out of my way. Flip my page so I get my measurements correct. And don't lie to you guys. Actually, let me clean these stamps up a little bit because there's going to be a whole bunch of paper. All right, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so we need, for the base, our folio is going to be finished size is, and let's just write on here. Finished size 5 by 8.5. All right, finished. And I will have to, you know, I always give you the measurements at the, when I update my blog. Since I don't have my paper, I don't want to just write it. Well, I can write it this way. All right, so 2 pieces for the base. We need 2 pieces that are 8.5 by 10 7/8. This is important, 7/8, because of the way we're going to fold things. So it's going to be 8.5 inches tall. So 8.5, tall. We're going to score this at 5, 5.25, and then 10.25. All right, and then we're going to make some tip ins. I'll just give you these measurements now. We're going to do 2 of those. Those are going to be 4.5 by 6.25, and we're scoring this side at 4.25. So we want a 1/4 inch hinge that we can use to glue into our book. All right, and then designer series paper. We're going to need 6 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 8.25. And then we'll need some more for the cover, but this will get us going. All right, let me put my glue up for a moment. So this is going to be a folio that is like a double layer, and then we open it, and then it'll open again. All right, so let's get our base. Oh. So we've got, so these are my pictures, and I chose my colors based on the pictures. I was originally going to use the Dandy designer papers from Celebration, but this color didn't match it at all. So I was going through and I was like, oh, it looks close enough with shaded spruce. So then I went, and luckily I had the Hostess pack, so I pulled some designer papers from that have those colors in it. So then I added parakeet and pumpkin pie. All right, so let's do our base first, and then we'll do our tip ins. And I only have 10 pictures, okay? So, oh, thanks, Julie. So I have 10 pictures, and like I said, I didn't want to cut them down any. I'm going to mount 6 of them. This is my friend Lori, by the way. This is us at our crop last year that we went to. We had a lot of fun with their, her little station where she has outfits, or accessories. So it's just funny. All right. So our base, 8.5 by 10 7/8, scoring 5, 5.25, and 10.25. And that's, we're going to score this way. Both of them scoring the same. All right. 5, 5.25, and then 10.25. So this leaves us, we're going to have a 1/4 inch spine in the middle, and then the end, this is going to actually be our spine, and it's going to be 5/8 inches wide. That's what's left over here. All right, and it's actually going to turn this way. So we're going to score both of these. Again, 5, 5.25, and then 10.25. And let's score our flips now too, actually. So these should be 4.5. Wait a minute, 4 3/4. Oh, this is a designer paper. This is for the front covers. Okay. Shoo, my bad. I grabbed the wrong ones. I was going to say, how did I cut that wrong? Okay, yeah, 4.5 by 6 1/8 or so. Oh, that's right. I had to rechange my measurements. So it's 6 1/8. Anyway, I want to score this at 4.25. All right, so this is going to give me just a 1/4 inch hinge there. All right, 4.25. Oops. All right, let's take these, and I'm just going to fold these over. And you want to get your bone folder. And then I want to trim the edges just at a little angle. All right, just teensy tiny little bit. Do the same thing on this. Now these tip-ins, I am just mounting the pictures directly to these. I'm not going to layer them. I'm not going to trim anything down. Well, unless the pictures don't fit right. We'll see. All right, so here's our one tip in. Just fold this down some more. And then this. All right, now our base pieces. Let's bring these back in. So we've got this 5/8 inch is going to be our spine that we're going to glue these together. All right, and then fold this 1/4 inch. I was really thinking about having this spine be 1/8 of an inch, but that's kind of a bear to fold 1/8 of an inch. So I don't really want to do that unless I absolutely have to. And I figured the 1/4 inch would be fine. All right, so then let's fold all these. And being 5 inches wide, it really is going to work out perfectly because, like I said, I did not want to trim my pictures down any because, I mean, they're so good, right? All right, fold this down. All right, now seams are going to go together. So this is going to be our spine. So I'm taking this. So they're both like this. Spines here. We're just going to take this and flip it around and glue these together right down the middle there. All right, now if you want to use some tear and tape, that might be a good idea. Tear and tape with liquid glue, always a fan. The thing I like about the liquid glue is, I mean, it'll dry, not sticky. So like if you get it, you know, outside your edges a little bit, you're not going to feel it later. All right, let's peel this up. And liberally apply your glue. Generously. All right, and I'm going to go just up to that score mark. I don't want to have my paper touch the score mark or cross it at all because I don't want it to, it needs to move freely. All right, glue, glue, glue. More glue. All right, now I'm going to start at the bottom and like trying to keep it in place. So I just want this 5/8 inch piece to go right on top here. And I think that is good. Okay. So yeah, see, I've got a little bit of glue popping out. That's fine, at least with this glue, right? All right, let me bring in this bone folder. And then I'm going to flip it over, wipe all this other extra glue off. And I can see I didn't quite match it up perfectly up here, but I'm not going to cry about it. It's done. All right, so our 1/4 inch borders on the side, this is going to let us like add some pictures, add some dimensional things if we want. But so they're going to fold in here, and then this folds up. So see here, I've got a little, let's say each one of these panels is a 1/4 inch wide because of our spine over here. So I didn't want to make this main spine 2 times 1/4 would be a half, right? I didn't want to make it exactly a half because I thought once you fold paper, it adds something. So that's why I gave it the 5/8 inch. That's where I came up with that measurement. But it's going to work out. It feels like a little loose now, but I think as we add our layers, this is going to lay perfectly. Let me make sure this is, yeah, 5/8. Yep. Questioning myself. All right. So we need to add, these pieces are for the front and back covers because I like this. The more paper you add to your layers, the sturdier it gets. So I'm going to add a cover here and a plain cover here. I do want to attach ribbon first to that. But then the tip ends, let's go ahead and glue these in. So the tip ends I wanted right in here so that when we open our book, it'll be like open it this way, then open it this way. Oops. And then these bits will be on the side so that we can flip out even more. So we'd have 1, 2, 3 on each side. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this in. I'm going to glue this one in at the top. I don't want them both in the middle. I kind of want to distribute the bulk. Now I'm putting this up this edge as close to the edge as I can get here without going over. And it helps, I cut my designer paper because I'm going to layer some designer paper on here. I gave that a 1/4 inch border. And that's going to fit right down over here. All right, so I've got that like kind of close to the top. So I'm just going to eyeball this next one and put it, that looks like it's about a 1/4 inch from the top. So I'll do this one about a 1/4 inch from the bottom, just so they're similar. Oops, and I put my finger right in it. All right. This is really going to come together quickly. Okay. And actually, you know what? Let's put in our designer papers first, and then we'll do the covers, the ribbon, and then the covers. All right, so we've got, this is going to be front cover, back cover. I want designer paper here, and then we open up. These are going to be pictures on the side, but then I want designer paper on these 4. So the colors that I cut, or the patterns I cut, remember these are all 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. Let me just double check that that's going to, yep, that's what I want. So I had to think about, I have 3 patterns. Which ones do I want to see together on the inside? And I think it was, I want to see these together. All right. And then I want to have these for this side when we open it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the flowery ones in first. Lots of glue. Now, I'm relying on most of this designer paper as like the focal part of these layers. You could have just plain cardstock and stamp a bunch of stuff on it. But I am just going to rely on the designer paper to do the work. And you know what? I need to make this flat so I can get it. Jeez. Tell you, this glue grabs quick. I wasn't quite ready to lay it down, I guess. All right, I want to get this centered. All right, good, good, good. All right, so that is our inside front. Now, this one. So let me go ahead and make that flat-ish, and get this one down. I was glad I had these Hostess papers. They came in handy, at least for the colors, right? I thought for sure the Granny Apple Green was going to go well with those pictures, but it was pretty terrible. All right, now our insides. So I like them to be same. Like to have it alternating like this, ugh, I don't know. I can't do that. So I'm going to have to go with this. All right, and I'm just going to start with the left and work my way over. So I came up with these measurements because, you know, I like to use, I don't want to force you guys to have 12 by 12 cardstock if you're making a little book. So I always try to see what can I come up with using 8.5 by 11, because that's what most people have. Now, some things, there's some things coming up where you really do need 12 by 12, but rarely. I like to get like a multi-pack of all the families, just so I have, you know, you only get 2 pieces of each color, but I want to have something on hand in case I really need it. Okay. And that, I like it. Now, the fact that these are not necessarily Clover Day or St. Patrick's Day patterns doesn't matter at all. It's just about the colors. And most of this, you know, my pictures are 4x6. All right, so most of this layer is going to get covered up. Now, if I wanted, I'm looking at this spine. If I wanted to add another little something, another layer right down here in the middle, this 5/8 inch spine, I could do that. Maybe another little scrap, bring in a piece of the this other pattern. That might be too many patterns together, or just cardstock. But it's not really critical because it's a double layer. It's pretty strong. But you could add more if you wanted, more layers, just to that spine, like a little 1/2 inch bit. Okay. So you see this designer paper covered up this hinge that we added, all right? And it fits because we put this right up along the edge of our paper. Oh, yeah, die. Totally. He was, you know, complaining about his eye for another couple of days. Here we go. I'm liking it. Okay. Next, so our front covers, I want to add my ribbon first, and I do want to use Fabri-Tac. So whatever ribbon you have, I wanted something shaded spruce. So this is old. You would just use whatever you have. And if you wanted to do magnet closure, you could do that. I would just put them right here behind this designer paper before I stuck that down, because then they would snap into place like that if you had them right here. Got it? So, but I'm going to do a ribbon closure, and I'm using Fabri-Tac to put my ribbon onto the paper just because I like it. It's a pretty strong hold. All right, so I'm going to have this, and then I need to add, let's just go with that length. I like to have plenty so I can tie a nice bow. Yeah, I was looking through my ribbons, and I'm like, ooh. I had some, what is this? Shaded spruce. It came in a 2-pack with petal pink a couple of years ago, but that was very thin. And I wanted this because it's wider. What is this? 1/4 inch? 3/8 of an inch. 1/2 inch would have been ideal, but get what you get, right? All right, now I do want to add a little bit of tear and tape just to hold this in place, and I am going to be anal and measure it because I want it right in the middle. So 8 1/2. I need this at 4 1/4. And that's going to be like right there. And I just want a little bit to hold my ribbon down. Okay. And I don't want to go to the very edge with my tape because our cover layers are down 1/4 inch. So I don't want anything poking out. Okay. So let's stick this down, add some glue. And then I'm going to put this aside for a few minutes and we'll do some other stuff. Layering some of my pictures. All right. So I'm just putting this right here, right on top of that tape. And this is like, it's got like a smell to it, like a solvent smell. Jamie's probably more familiar with this from like sewing. It probably says use in well-ventilated area. And I am not. All right, let's put this here. And I'm thinking those aren't quite matching up, but It's okay. All right, get that off of there. All right, put this away. And the Fabri-Tac, I got that at Joann's, just in case you're wondering. I imagine they have it at Michael's. Let me put my pin in this. And we're going to work on the cover first. So this will be our front cover. This will be our back cover. The back cover, I wasn't really going to do anything. Just kind of keep it plain. So I could just glue this on right now. I'm going to let this breathe a little bit. So we're going to work on just the front cover first and mounting my pictures. All right, so I've cut a bunch of layers. All my frames are going to be Parakeet Party, all right, for my pictures. Where'd those go? Oh, here we go. So I have to decide which ones. Some of them are so similar. But like here, her face is different. So I need to save 4 that are going to be for my flip outs. I can do these. And this is just hysterical. I definitely want to have that one mounted and that one. That one. So let's do it that way. Okay, we'll do flipsies on these and that, and then we'll mount all these 6. All right, so these will go on our tip ends, really. So let's just take our glue. And I could have done white for a layer, but boring. I wanted more color. And I was trying to cut these with the 3/16 inch border. And it's working out. All right, so quick. Yeah, I was hoping as I was looking at these colors, oops, this one's a little bit off. Not the end of the world though. I'm hoping they bring back Clover. What was that color? Call Me Clover from a couple years ago. That was an in color with Blueberry Bushel and Pineapple Punch. And that was more of my high school color green, like a Kelly green. But I thought that would have looked good with this too. But, I mean, the Shaded Spruce ended up working. Your faves, Jamie. Yeah, Di, I guess I'm going to have to print some pictures off that Denise took. Even though she got some unflattering ones of us in the food line. I don't understand that. Like, we look our worst. But there were a couple of good ones that she got. And I like the group picture for everybody sitting down. All right. Okay. Oh, and you know what, Jamie? These ones I printed off. So this was Lori and I at the crop. Then we had the Easter crop the next month. That was the 3 of us. And then was the May crop that was me, Diane, and Lori with the bee theme. I think that was National Scrapbook Day too, probably. And I don't think you were at that one. So I need to make some more books. So, love them. All right, so those pictures. Now let's look at the covers, or the front cover. So I wanted more orange and Parakeet Party. So this layer is, let me get back to my notes so I don't lie to you. This should be 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. Yeah, the same as the designer paper. Yep. So then this layer 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. I wanted it a perfect square. Then I took a piece of Parakeet Party and I wanted it edge to edge, so it's 4 3/4 wide by 4.5 inches tall, because I wanted just these bits of pumpkin poking out. And I embossed it. I used the time-worn type folder, but I really wanted the new dots folder, but this piece was too big. So the new dots folder is part of the online exclusives. it's one of the narrow, they're the narrow folders, so you can't put anything like that. Di, you don't care about that anymore. Oh, our unflattering pictures. I mean, I don't care that much, but it's just like, come on. At least get a good picture of us. All right. So this is going to go here. I want some clover stamping, the little ones, top and bottom. So I need my shaded spruce ink, which was right here. Oh, here we go. So again, just like a background like I did on the tag, only hopefully I'm not going to wreck this one. All right, now let me hold my pumpkin piece up. Okay, yep, that's good. So the last 2 inches or so down here. I am glad they finally gave us another St. Patrick's Day set. I know it's not something that everybody makes cards for, but I like year-round stuff. I mean, even if I only use this one time a year, I don't care. I like to have options. All right, let's put that away. And this is going to get glued on here. Let me double check my notes or my sketch out for this. Oh, yep. Cut out clovers and the words. Okay, so I can mount these together. And I'm not putting any ribbon on the actual cover, just to close the book. All right, and gluing this. So again, pumpkin pie and parakeet. I like it. And then I'm going to glue this onto the front cover. And I'm just going to eyeball this time to make sure, or to get it centered-ish. If it's a little bit higher, doesn't matter. All right, let me tap that down the side. I may have to trim this a little bit. Yep, just a teensy little bit. And I'm just going to do that with my scissors. I have a feeling if I brought my cutter in, trying to go through 2 layers of cardstock at the same time, it would complain. All right, that's good. So now I wanted Lucky Friends. So I already went ahead and die cut. Oh, these years are for, the numbers are for the inside. This crop was in 2022. So I have cut 2022, and then I cut most of my letters. I cut these twice, and I already stacked them up together. Not so much to give them height, but just to make them a little bit more sturdy, so that when I go to glue them on, they're, you know, not as floppy. So I did that. I'm just going to do these other 2. And these are from the new Alphabet a la Mode dies. Oh, and then we got to do some more stamping too. All right, so what I was doing, gluing these, I was using my silicone mat. Rose, St. Patrick's Day is the, yeah, your people. Funny. All right, let's take our U and the L. All right, and find something, a poker or something, to hold these in place. So I'm using this. This was the top of something. So I just need to hold this down. I want to do a couple little dots like all around, and then put this right over top. All right. So some of the glue is coming out, but doesn't matter. Let's just wipe this off. This is the good glue that we can wipe right off. It won't stay sticky forever like the Tombow glue. And then this will just dry. and I can peel it right off. So I'm just going to hold this down. And you do really just need a couple of dots like this. You don't need a whole, like to trace the whole thing with the glue. I did that for the first one, and I'm telling you, it's not necessary. It goes everywhere. And even though it's not that much of a mess to clean up, it's just, you don't need to. All right. So you really could add, you know, make 2 or 3 layers if you wanted to bulk this up a little bit. But like I said, I just want it so it's not as floppy when I'm working with it. All right. So here was my plan. Lucky Friends. Let me just get this kind of in place. Lucky Friends. Now I need my white again, piece of white. And I'm going to stamp again in the shaded spruce. And this is where I need my, here we go. We need the thanks and friend. So these are from the Biggest Wish set. I want to say friends, but you know, there's no S. So I'm going to use the S over here. All right. So I'm going to start by inking up just this S with the shaded spruce. And it's, thank goodness these are clear. So I'm getting it right on the edge. And if it doesn't end up perfect, it's okay. That's pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to put this, stamp that down anywhere on my scratch paper. All right. Push that down. All right. Now, friend, I need the whole word. So I'm going to ink that up. And this really is a one-shot deal. Otherwise, I've got to redo it. All right, make sure this is good and inked up. And I'm just going to line it up so it's next to that S. Actually, let me put my ruler down. All right, fingers crossed that this ended up okay. And I'm going to pull it off slowly. Bam. Love it. Okay. That makes me very happy, you guys, because I didn't want to do that again. All right. Now this, I'm hand cutting. And I am going to try to be careful with this one. This shape of the words lends itself to cutting, to hand cutting. Oh, very nice. Ooh, I love it. All right, I need another little scrap of pumpkin pie. Is this going to fit? Look at that. That's going to fit. Sweet. And I'm going to try to line that up on one side. So that's just one side I don't have to cut. All right, put that down. Let that dry for a minute. Okay. Loving it, loving it. All right, the year, I was going to put these on the inside. So let's just leave those. Get this out of the way. And let me check time. Ooh, 9:09. Yikes. I didn't think this one was going to take that long, but I should have known better, right? But this is such a cool album. Little mini album. All right. Nice. Okay, now when I am putting all this stuff on this cover, I'm not necessarily a fan of a whole bunch of 3D stuff on my covers. So, and that's just my preference. So I'm just going to be gluing these down flat. All right. So I'm going to start with this. Lucky Friends, and I want this like right in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner, but we will sometimes. All right, and then I'm going to start. I want the Y to land on this side. I don't want it right in the middle. I want it at a jaunty angle. So I'm going to start with the Y and then work my way backwards. And this time I am using more glue. All right, hold that down. And I can go back and wipe that up. And this is where you want to make sure you're spelling correctly. Put your letters in the right order. And, oh, whoopsie. That was a little too close. All right, let's press that down. All right, see you real soon. See you. We won't go down that route. All right. Now, oh, look at that. I had green ink on my hands. Geez, I'm gonna have to cover that. Of course, it had to be that one. See this smudge? I'm gonna have to maybe cover that up with a little shamrock or something. Okay. You know what? All right, that's what I get. Okay. I'm really glad I cut all my clovers ahead of time. I did not want to make anybody wait around for that. But really, I sat here for 25 minutes, maybe half hour, and I cut out like a lot of those clovers of all the sizes. Little ones, medium ones, and big ones. All right, and then, all right, let's get this. Okay. I'm just holding it down. All right, and that should not move. Man, I like that. All right, let's bring back our book, and I'll get this on to the front cover, and then I'll think about where I'm going to place my shamrocks. All right, so here we go. So that's our front. And I think I am going to go with just the plain back. I could stamp more of these on it, but I don't want to. I just want it to be plainsies. All right. You could, if you wanted to, you could also put score tape on here. Let's just do a couple like rows. You just don't want anything bubbling. All right, and where's my bone folder? It's right in front of my face. All right, I meant the other one. All right, let's pick this up. I do like the glue because I can get it right to the very edge. And that's what I want. Okay. Whoops. Went off the edge. Ugh. All right, I'm going to go right over this tape too. All right, and this is right side up. Yep. And front cover. Here we go. It's got a little bit of wiggle room. Glue. Okay. Now let's push down on this. And down here, I don't really want to push more on the middle with this because I don't want to flatten out the bit that I embossed. So see that time-worn type? And that Lucky is straight enough. All right, and then this one, we can do the same deal. Put a few stripes of tear and tape. All right, and then we'll give this a burnish. I didn't put any pockets in this. The only thing I did in this was the tip-ins. But you could certainly add, you know, extra bits. I was more concerned about using all 10 of my pictures. I felt like that was a good number. And I know some of them are like, they look exactly the same, but there's a slight variance. But I thought 10 was a good enough number for one event. And to have its own little book. All right, let's put this in. All right. I'm loving this. Okay, let's look at this. So here is, you see what I mean? You could add another spine bit down here if you wanted, like maybe just another layer of shaded spruce. But this will tie off here. So let's do, and I don't want things hanging over the edge. But they can hang off this. All right, I am liking that. I do want to layer them some. All right, let's put this one on. You know what? I don't know what gems I had in mind for this. I didn't pull anything out unless I'm not seeing it. Actually, yeah, I want to do this one this way. Let me just hold that down. And I'm probably going to go with 5. Like 3 down here, 2 up here. I seem to like that. Hold that there. I'm trying to think. Embellishments. Could go something gold. Ooh, you know what would work? Gilded gems. Old Faithful. I don't mind putting chunky embellishments on. Like how I said, like I don't want things popped up like 3D. I don't mind the embellishments being 3D. But like these, I would not pop up what I might have cut out. All right, and then that, I did kind of want a little one to cover up that. That'll work. It's kind of right next to it, close enough. You don't notice that the green ink is not where it should be. All right. Ooh, yeah. Okay. I know I have a pack. All right. I know I have a pack that's open, but I'm just going to use these. One thing, if you were going to write in your book, add your embellishments last, because especially with something chunky like this, if you're trying to write on here and it's lumpy, that's going to be a problem. But I am not going to do that. If I go back and write anything, I would usually like write it on a scrap of white paper, white cardstock, and cut it and put it around my picture. So let's add, ooh, yeah. Let's do one there. And I'm going to do that one a medium. Oof. I love it. Big one. I'm still so upset that they got rid of these, but I was very happy to get some off the clearance rack. I think I got 2 packs of these. So little one, medium. Let's do one there and one there. Little one and medium. Medium. All right, I'm very happy with that. That to me is like a good amount of gold. Oop. It kind of sucks that if I bring this closer, you can't really see the whole thing, but we've got our gilded gems, lucky friends. All right, now let's quickly add our pictures. So let's do the flips first because I wanted to add these ones over here, and that's going to fit perfectly. Oh my God, you guys, this cracks me up. We had so much fun at this thing with the get-ups. I can't believe we forgot that this time, Di. Kicking myself. A missed opportunity. All right. And Lori, if you're watching later, remember I told you I printed these twice by mistake. So I have a set for you. Okay, and then we'll add on this side. Yeah, we'll do this one down here and the other one on the inside. And then I'll just show you. I'm going to put my letters in. I mean my numbers, because this was from last year. All right, let's do that. But I'm not going to sit here and add all my shamrocks that I cut because you guys don't want to see that. And then I can take pictures of the finished ones. All right, so now I've got 6 pictures. And actually, you know what? Let's do the 2022. So I want that like right here, front and center when we open our book all the way. So let's just glue these in at the bottom. And this time I'm going to start on the left side and work my way across. Yeah, Rose, I agree. It's definitely sturdier doubling these up or triple. Man, I'm hungry. I do appreciate you guys sticking around, or come back if you had to go. Come back to watch it when you have more time. I really thought this one would be pretty quicker, or pretty quick. I should have just done this by itself. And then I could have just done the cards and showed you, done them ahead of time, but live and learn. All right. So, pictures. Now, let's not forget. So, when we open our book, we're going to see 2 pictures right away. So, I have to decide which. Oh, that one I got to have on the inside. This is funny. All right. I think I'm going to do these. Even though they are similar to what we see here, I don't care. I'm still using them all. All right, and I'm going to alternate. I like the pictures like at a jaunty angle because then I can put like a word down here. So this is how I'm going to do these, and kind of opposite. Like, so they're not like both up at the top or in the middle. I like them like up and down. So I'm going to glue these in. Plus, when I do it at an angle, this gives me a little extra space down here. I can put a shamrock and then a word. Ooh, and you know what I just thought of? I've got my old-timey label maker with orange tape. So, I might make some labels to add, you know, words. All right. Ooh, I'm liking it. Loving it, I should say. I want this in the middle. I want these in the middle. Yeah, for sure. That might have needed a shaded spruce border so it sticks out more, but it's already done. So that's that. She's cracking me up. All right, I'm going to put this one like down at the bottom. Again, at a little angle going out. Might do these ones like, oh no, wait, this one I have to do up because I've got my 2022 there. Yeah, so that decides it. Oh, I like it. And actually this one kind of maybe in the middle because this one's down here. So that one might go straight in the middle. See how I change my mind as I go? This is what happens when I'm actually working on my books. I have an idea. I kind of go with it, but then sometimes change midstream. All right, and then this one I can also do straight-ish since this one is like that. Yeah, all right. See, that's that. Rose, can you stand? You can make these for your grandkids. And like I said in the description, if, you know, St. Patrick's Day isn't your thing, change the shamrocks to bunnies. Make this for Easter. Make it for Valentine's. Do hearts. Oh my God. I love it. All right. Now, so as we added more stuff, it's not as, I'm still happy with the 5/8 inch border or spine because I can add some more, like maybe some pop up some shamrocks on the inside, and I'm going to have room for it. So, and we'll just tie that shut. So this is our folio, you guys. Goofy is a good word. All right, lucky friends. Oh my God, definitely goofy. I can't stand it. I love it. At least we know how to have fun together, right? And I love how this flips up and flips out. Like, love it, love it. All right, you guys, I'll get some pictures. I'll put some more shamrocks on the inside pages and maybe some words. But I hope you like the idea for a little folio you can make for your own stuff. And I mean, this will sit up nice too. Like if you want to have it sitting up on your shelf. And I just like the size. So something different. Like, you know, I've been doing smaller ones, but 5 by 8.5, that's a good one. And to not have to trim my pictures down. Yeah, even better. All right, you guys. Next week, I think I'm actually going to do some with the Greatest Journey set because I ended up getting that since I got like some of the paper free for Celebration. I thought, well, I'm not outdoorsy. We're not outdoorsy people at all. So those dies are probably not going to get used a whole lot. But I'll come up with something. So, and who knows, maybe I'll make a little book or something that somebody else can use. But all right, thanks you guys for hanging out, and I'll have my blog updated probably by Saturday. Maybe tomorrow. No, wait, not tomorrow. I gotta go meet somebody. So, all right, Saturday for sure. All right, you guys. Thanks again. Have a good night. Bye.